Hey, this is Craig. This is Jinx Financial, where we talk about financial freedom, achieving your dreams. And I don't want to stall too much, man, so let's get right into it. All right, video number one. I'm excited. In this video, we're just going to go over some basics about retirement, some investing tips. Well, not tips, just investing knowledge 101, basically. You know, I know a lot of y'all know this already, so bear with me for one video, but a lot of people don't know about this, so I want to get everybody on the same playing field so we can go from there. You can put the comments down below, tell me what you want me to go in more detail about in the next video, or we can talk about something else altogether. All right. Okay, starting off with retirement itself. You should have three sources of money or income that you should be able to pull from when you retire so that you can be comfortable, not have to worry about anything, live the good life, which we're all trying to do. The first one, which is what most people use for most of their income when they retire, is Social Security. Uh, that should be 33% of your income because, first of all, many believe it's not going to be around that long. Like when I'm retiring, I'm not sure that's going to be around. So, Social Security, the next one should be uh, work retirement. So, like the 401ks through your employer where they contribute to, or your Roth account, that should also be 33% of your income. And also your pension if you have that. And then the last 33% should be your personal savings. That's, accounts you set up on Fidelity, Vanguard, whatever, and that you're putting your own money into. You're controlling it. You're controlling what you're investing in. You're controlling what happens to it, whether you want to pull out, anything like that. I mean, you can control your work retirement too, but they're investing on your behalf. So Social Security, 33%, work retirement, 401k, pension, 33%, and then your personal saving, 33%. And as far as investments go, they have a metric that I'm trying to remember. At age 20, if you invest $10,000 with a 5% ROI, uh, at age 60, you will have $70,000 in the bank. It's fact. I mean, that's math. And at age 40, say you wait till age 40 to start investing, that same $10,000 by age 60 is only going to be $26,000. I believe I did the math right on that. So that just kind of sees how it's really important to invest early. Uh, Even if you're older, you can still invest. It's just going to take a lot more effort by that example. Now let's focus on that 33% I said was for personal savings. Let's talk about the actual investments itself and the type of investments you can buy into. So there's aggressive and then there's conservative investing. Aggressive investing is going to have common stock, mutual funds, index funds, and ETFs, which is newer than the other two, and preferred stock. Now, common stock is basically buying ownership in the company. So, like if you buy Apple stock, Tesla stock, uh, Amazon stock, you're buying a piece of the company. It might not be that much, but you're owning a piece of the company. When the company does well, your stock goes up. When it does bad, it goes down. Everybody knows this. Preferred stock is a little different in that it's basically a dividend paying stock. And it's usually quarterly. They'll pay you dividends quarterly, which is an incentive to buy it to generate passive income. A lot of people buy that just, have another source of income coming in. And those are usually with utility companies where preferred stock is biggest, like General Electric and other utility companies. You can buy preferred stock to get you a little dividend income, that you don't have to work for. The income is just coming. That's preferred stock, common stock, and then you have mutual funds. put index funds in general. Index funds normally follow the trend of the index it's supposed to mimic, like the S&P 500. Mutual funds follows that sector that is focused on, like some mutual funds focus on like electronic companies. Some focus on, like, they'll have like Apple, Microsoft, similar companies in there. The great thing about mutual funds is that since it's basically like a basket of stocks that you buy into, it's more diversified than buying a single stock. So say a company in the mutual fund is doing bad, well, it's not going to bring your value of your mutual fund down as much as just investing in that company, because you have other companies to balance it out. Mutual funds are good if you don't really want to look at your stocks all the time, because it's somewhat diversified, so you don't have to worry about the risk of having to sell it before it, falls too low. The disadvantage of mutual funds is there's management and maintenance fees every year, about 1% to 2% that they take out of that for, investing in that mutual fund for you. And also, they're somewhat expensive, about $2,000 to $2,500 to invest in a mutual fund. So you have to have some money to invest in those. I think I covered them all: common stock, preferred stock, mutual funds, index funds, ETFs. ETFs is basically a hybrid of mutual funds and common stocks. You can look at it like mutual funds on a smaller scale, lower fees with no initial investment. So therefore, they're diversified, like small chunks. Though they kind of act like common stock, like you just can buy an ETF like a common stock, but they're diversified like a mutual fund. So it's kind of newer, and it's kind of a hybrid of both, which is pretty cool. Has kind of the best of both worlds, and that is aggressive investing. Now let's talk about the other side of investing, conservative investing. This is what you want to do more of when you get older, which is mainly buying into bonds. People always have questions about what are bonds and how they work. On a simple term, I'm not going to get into the mathematics around bonds. That'd be a whole nother video. But bonds are basically buying debt of an entity for interest payments. Kind of similar to preferred stock, except you're buying the debt, you're not buying ownership. So if that company goes out of business, they're required by law to pay the debtors first, which is you, before they pay off common stock and preferred stock. It'd go bonds, preferred stock, then common stock. That's who, in the order of who gets their money back first. So if that company defaults, you're getting your money back first, which is why it's conservative. And on top of that, like I said, you're getting interest payments. It's almost like if when you're buying a house and you got to get a bank loan and you got to pay that bank the principal balance plus the interest to have that loan, to have the house. That's basically the same thing in reverse. So that company has to pay you interest for however long the bond term is. So if it's 30 years, they have to pay you interest on that bond for 30 years. And at the end of that 30 years, they also have to pay you that principal amount that you gave them in the beginning. So you're getting the principal amount plus the interest. So that's why it's a pretty cool investment. Like I said, the terms are like 5 years, 15 years, 30 years. So it's also a long wait process to get all of your money back. What else about bonds? The minimum cost for bonds is $1,000. You usually hover around that $1,000, whether you buy a premium bond for more or a discounted bond for less, like $900 some dollars. And the interest payments are usually semi-annual, so twice a year. And that's basically conservative investing. Let's talk a little bit about portfolio mix, just so that you get an idea of when you should invest in what. Now, this is a rule of thumb. It's not law. It's not like I should follow this to the T. Kind of can alter this to best mimic what's going on in your life. So the rule of thumb is 100 minus your age is the percentage that you should be investing in aggressive stocks and conservative, which is bonds. So say I'm 30 years old, 100 minus 30 is 70. So 70% of what I invest in right now should be going into stocks, mutual funds, index funds, those type of things. Preferred stock kind of hovers from aggressive to conservative, so you can decide which side you want that on. A lot of people don't even invest in preferred stock. I could make a video about preferred stock later. And then the other 30%, sorry, should be into bonds. So say I hit 50 years old, it should be 50-50, 50% in stocks, 50% in bonds. Say I'm 70, 30% in stocks, 70% in bonds. Because you're not looking at making a whole bunch of money at 70 years old. You're trying to live your retirement, and you want to make sure your money's going to be there, so most of your stuff would be in bonds, etc. And that's basically it with Retirement 101. I know I breezed through a lot of stuff real quick, but my plan is to focus on some individual things more as this channel grows. Like I said earlier, tell me some comments about what you want to talk about. You can email jinxfin@gmail.com if you have some specific questions in your life that you want me to talk about on the channel. And yeah, that's about it, man. So thanks for watching, and I'll be uploading videos every Monday just so you have an idea of when these videos are going to come out. So every Monday, I'll have a new video for you. I'll keep the content coming, man. And, thanks for listening, man. And, let me know if you have any questions. All right. Oh, like and subscribe too. Thanks.